Imagine a country where the impossible becomes reality. A place where you can sail on the highest lake in the world, explore the largest mud-built city ever constructed, and trek through a lost city in the mountains that was forgotten for centuries. Yes, we're talking about Machu Picchu, the famed Inca city that vanished from sight only to be rediscovered in the jungle. This is Peru, a land filled with mysteries, stunning natural beauty, and a rich, enigmatic history. But not everything is about breathtaking landscapes and ancient ruins. Behind these fascinating scenes, many Peruvians face a harsh reality that drives them to leave their country in search of a new life. What's happening behind these historical wonders, and why are so many people leaving Peru? In this video, we'll unveil the hidden secrets of Peru, a country that seems otherworldly, yet whose challenges are very real. Get ready to discover what's truly happening in this land of contrasts. With a territory as diverse as its history, Peru is one of the most fascinating countries in South America. Located on the western coast of the continent, it stretches from the icy peaks of the Andes to the depths of the Amazon, crossing arid deserts and Pacific-bathed beaches. Peru covers an area of approximately 1.28 million square kilometers, making it the third largest country in South America. It has a population of about 34 million people, mainly concentrated in urban areas like Lima, the capital. However, it is in the mountainous and wild regions that Peru holds its greatest secrets. In the heart of the Andes lies Lake Titicaca, the highest navigable lake in the world, situated at over 3,800 meters above sea level. Considered sacred by ancient civilizations, the lake is surrounded by legends and mysteries, and is home to various communities that still preserve millennia-old traditions. Another remarkable landmark is Chan Chan, the largest mud city in the world, located on the northern coast of the country. This vast complex was built by the Chimu civilization and withstands the test of time as a testament to the architectural skills of ancient Peruvian peoples. And it's impossible to talk about Peru without mentioning its dense forests. The Amazon rainforest covers more than half of the Peruvian territory, hosting extraordinary biodiversity and areas still unexplored. Geopolitically, Peru plays a significant role in South America, with its strategic location on the Pacific, borders with countries like Brazil, Bolivia, and Chile, and vast natural resources that include minerals, oil, and gas. However, despite this natural wealth, socioeconomic challenges and regional inequalities continue to weigh on the country. With landscapes that range from icy mountains to dry deserts, and through the exuberance of the Amazon jungle, Peru is a land of extremes. However, even with all this natural wealth, many Peruvians continue to face harsh realities, as previously mentioned, leading to a growing migration. Peru's history is among the richest and oldest in the world, beginning with civilizations that flourished long before the arrival of Europeans. Well before the Incas became the grand empire that dominated the Andes, civilizations such as Caral and Chavin had already left their marks, building advanced societies with impressive architecture and deep astronomical and agricultural knowledge. However, it was the Inca Empire that truly transformed Peru into a regional powerhouse. Founded in the 13th century, the empire rapidly expanded under leaders like Pachacutec, who extended its territory and established the capital, Cusco, as the political and spiritual heart of the Andes. The famous city of Machu Picchu, built during the height of the empire, remained unknown to the world until its rediscovery in the early 20th century. This city, hidden in the mountains, was a sacred retreat, and its function still intrigues historians and archaeologists. The arrival of the Spaniards, led by Francisco Pizarro in 1532, marked the end of the Inca Empire. The conquest was swift and brutal, with the Inca Emperor Atahualpa being captured and executed, and Cusco being looted. From then on, Peru became the center of the Viceroyalty of Peru, the heart of the Spanish colony in South America. Spanish rule brought immense wealth to the crown, mainly due to the silver mines of Potosi, but also resulted in the cruel exploitation of the indigenous peoples and the imposition of European culture. Peru's independence arrived later, in 1821, when José de San Martín proclaimed the country's freedom, which was solidified with the aid of Simón Bolívar after the Battle of Ayacucho in 1824. However, the scars left by colonization remained deep, with the country facing internal conflicts and political crises throughout the 19th century and much of the 20th century. In the latter half of the 20th century, Peru experienced periods of political instability, with military coups and economic crises. The 1980s were particularly tough, marked by the emergence of the guerrilla group Shining Path, which triggered a violent internal war against the government. The conflict, which lasted until the 1990s, left tens of thousands dead and injured, as well as social and political scars that the country is still overcoming. Today, Peru is a democratic republic, but even with economic development and modernization, many Peruvians still struggle with poverty and inequality. And while the riches of the past continue to fascinate the world, many citizens face challenges that compel them to seek a better life outside their country. Peru's history is a cycle of achievements, losses, and rebirths. From the glorious Inca ruins to modern conflicts, the country carries a legacy of struggle and resilience that continues to shape its identity today. Peru is one of the most coveted tourist destinations in the world, and it's easy to see why. Its dramatic landscapes, rich history, and vibrant cultures draw millions of visitors each year, all eager to uncover the secrets of this fascinating land. Undoubtedly, the flagship attraction of Peru is Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas. Located over 2,400 meters above sea level in the Andes Mountains, Machu Picchu captivates visitors with its flawless architecture and spectacular setting. The archaeological site, considered one of the modern world wonders, offers breathtaking views and a deep dive into the legacy of the Inca Empire. For the more adventurous, the Inca Trail, a multi-day hike through the mountains to Machu Picchu, is one of the most sought-after experiences by travelers from around the globe. Another must-visit destination is Lake Titicaca, the highest navigable lake in the world. Beyond its crystal-clear waters, the lake is famed for its floating islands made of reeds, home to the Uros, an indigenous people who preserve their ancestral traditions. Sailing on Titicaca feels like stepping into a world frozen in time, where legends and myths walk hand in hand with reality. For nature lovers, the Mountain of Seven Colors, or Vinicunca, offers a spectacle like no other. Located in the Peruvian Andes, this multicolored mountain appears as if it's been lifted from a surreal painting, with vibrant stripes of pink, yellow, green, and blue. The effect is due to mineral deposits and natural erosion over millions of years. Those who venture to climb this mountain are rewarded with one of the most stunning views Peru has to offer. The Sacred Valley of the Incas is another tourism gem, located near Cusco. Known for its mountainous landscapes, traditional villages, and archaeological sites like Paisac and Ollantaytambo, the Sacred Valley offers a profound insight into the ancient traditions that still survive among the local communities. Speaking of traditions, Peru is a country where cuisine is deeply intertwined with history and culture. It is home to over 3,000 varieties of potatoes, making it a true haven for culinary diversity. Potatoes, cultivated by the Incas for thousands of years, remain a staple in the country, and you will find various versions of this tuber in traditional dishes throughout Peru. Additionally, Peruvian corn, known as maize morado, is also famous. This unique purple corn is used to make refreshing beverages like chicha morada and traditional desserts. The capital city, Lima, should not be overlooked either. Known as the City of Kings, Lima is a place where colonial history blends with modernity. The historic center, filled with colonial buildings and majestic churches, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Moreover, Lima is home to the National University of San Marcos, founded in 1551, which holds the title of the oldest university in South America and has been a significant center of learning and culture since the colonial period. For those seeking an unusual adventure, Peru's coastal desert offers something unique: the Nazca Lines. These massive, mysterious drawings, best appreciated from the air, remain an enigma to this day. Created by the Nazca culture between 500 BC and AD 500, the lines form geometric shapes and depictions of animals, such as monkeys, spiders, and birds, challenging scientists and scholars to explain their exact purpose. But, like any trip, it's important to be aware of necessary precautions. In larger cities like Lima and Cusco, tourists should avoid unknown areas at night and keep an eye on their belongings in crowded places. If you're planning to explore high-altitude regions like Machu Picchu or Lake Titicaca, it's important to acclimatize gradually to avoid altitude sickness. Staying well hydrated and avoiding excessive exertion in the first few days can make all the difference. With so many natural wonders, archaeological sites, and a vibrant culture, Peru is a destination that promises to fascinate and enchant any traveler. Whether you're an adventurer seeking mountain trails or a curious explorer of ancient civilizations, Peru offers experiences you will never forget.
Let's go.
And speaking of traveling, did you know there's a way to get cheaper flights to any destination in just 3 minutes? Cheaper than the flights you spend days searching for and comparing prices? There's a free website that explains how it works. To find out, just click on the link in the first pinned comment. After watching this video, hurry over to check it out. The Peruvian economy is diverse and filled with contrasts, reflecting the varied regions of the country, from the Andean mountains and Amazon forests to the coastal plains. Historically, Peru has been rich in natural resources, with mining, agriculture, and tourism serving as the pillars of its economy. Mining is the largest economic driver in Peru. The country is one of the world's top producers of copper and silver, along with significant reserves of gold, zinc, and lead. While mining plays a crucial role in generating jobs and substantial export revenues, it also brings challenges such as environmental degradation and tensions with local communities living in mining areas. Agriculture is another vital sector, featuring prominently products like coffee, fruits, vegetables, and of course, potatoes and corn. As mentioned earlier, Peru is home to over 3,000 varieties of potatoes, and Peruvian corn, especially the purple maize morado, is renowned worldwide. Peruvian coffee is particularly valued in international markets and stands as one of the country's main export products. Additionally, fishing is a significant activity, given the country's extensive coastline along the Pacific Ocean. Tourism is another vital part of Peru's economy. Historic wonders like Machu Picchu, Lake Titicaca, and the Nazca Lines attract millions of tourists each year. Tourism not only creates jobs for local residents, but also injects substantial amounts of money into the Peruvian economy. Despite its natural riches and the growth of sectors like mining and tourism, Peru still faces challenges in distributing this prosperity equitably. The country has made progress, but many Peruvians, especially in rural areas, still face poverty and inequality. In terms of income, the average monthly salary in Peru is approximately 2,000 Peruvian soles, which equates to about $530. In urban areas, especially in Lima, the capital, income tends to be higher, while in rural areas, the average income is significantly lower. The cost of living in Peru also varies considerably by region. The monthly cost of food for one person ranges from 600 to 800 Peruvian soles, about $160 to $210, depending on lifestyle and location. In Lima, costs tend to be higher than in other parts of the country. Regarding rent, prices can vary considerably. In central Lima, renting a one-bedroom apartment can cost between 1,500 to 2,500 soles, which is approximately $400 to $660. In peripheral areas or smaller cities, rent can be much more affordable, with prices around 800 to 1,200 soles, or about $210 to $320. Beyond these sectors, Peru has also stood out in agricultural exports, such as fruits, mainly grapes, blueberries, and avocados, as well as products like quinoa and asparagus, which have gained international markets in recent years. Indeed, economic challenges remain significant. While Peru experienced robust growth in recent years, the COVID-19 pandemic had a devastating impact on the economy, particularly affecting the tourism sector. The health crisis also exacerbated social and economic inequalities, with many Peruvians struggling to recover financially. Thus, Peru's economy is a mix of potential and challenges. The wealth of its natural resources offers great opportunities, but the country still needs to address issues such as inequality, poverty, and the need for a more diversified economy less dependent on mining. Tourism and sustainable agriculture are sectors with significant potential to grow and improve the quality of life for Peruvians in the future. While Peru is a land of stunning natural beauty and fascinating history, it faces significant challenges that directly impact the lives of millions of Peruvians. Among the most critical issues are endemic corruption, social inequality, and the environmental impacts of large-scale mining, as well as an ongoing political crisis. In recent years, corruption has been a central issue in public debate. Scandals involving high-ranking politicians, including former presidents, have eroded public trust in government institutions. The Odebrecht case, which rocked several Latin American countries, hit Peru particularly hard, with revelations that millions of dollars in bribes were paid to Peruvian politicians in exchange for public construction contracts. This led to the arrest of former presidents and a growing distrust in the political class. Although anti-corruption measures have been implemented, the perception that corruption is deeply rooted in the system persists. Social inequality is another issue plaguing the country. While Peru has seen remarkable economic growth in recent decades, wealth distribution remains extremely unequal. Urban areas, especially Lima, hold most of the prosperity, while rural areas, particularly in the Andean and Amazon regions, continue to suffer from extreme poverty. Limited access to basic services such as health and education perpetuates a cycle of poverty affecting millions of Peruvians, especially among indigenous and rural communities. Mining, one of Peru's main revenue sources, is also a cause of great controversy. While the extraction of minerals like copper, gold, and silver brings substantial profits, the environmental and social costs are high. Many mining projects have caused irreversible damage to the environment, polluting rivers and degrading farmland, directly affecting communities that depend on these areas for their livelihood. Furthermore, tensions between mining companies and local populations, who often resist new projects because of environmental impacts, have led to violent conflicts. Although mining remains vital to the country's economy, balancing economic development with environmental preservation is a delicate and unresolved issue. Another critical issue is the political crisis that has plagued Peru in recent years. The country has experienced a succession of presidents, governmental instability, and clashes between the executive and legislative branches. This governance crisis has made it difficult to implement the structural reforms necessary for the country's development. Moreover, constant leadership changes and corruption scandals have fueled a sense of disillusionment among citizens, who frequently take to the streets in protests demanding greater transparency and justice. These economic and political difficulties have led many Peruvians to leave the country in search of better opportunities. Peruvian emigration has increased in recent decades, with thousands migrating to countries like the United States, Spain, Argentina, and Chile. They seek a better life, away from internal crises, lack of opportunities, and corruption. This exodus has emptied entire communities, particularly in rural areas, and created a significant diaspora, with immigrants often sending financial remittances to support their families left behind. Beyond economic and political issues, Peru also faces a crisis regarding human rights and gender equality. The rates of domestic violence and femicide in the country are among the highest in Latin America, highlighting an urgent cultural and social issue. The government has made efforts to combat these problems, but the lack of rigorous law enforcement and impunity remain significant obstacles. Another challenge Peru faces is climate change. The melting of the Andean glaciers, deforestation in the Amazon, and extreme weather events such as floods and droughts are already impacting the country. For a nation so dependent on its natural resources, the effects of climate change pose a real threat to the economy and the well-being of millions, especially in farming communities. These challenges paint a complex picture of Peru today. While the country is globally recognized for its history, culture, and natural beauty, it also struggles with deep-seated issues affecting its future. Corruption, inequality, environmental impacts, and an ongoing political crisis are just a few of the issues shaping Peru's landscape. However, hope remains. The new generation of Peruvians is more aware and politically active, demanding change and striving to build a fairer and more prosperous country. The resilience and adaptability of the Peruvian people are crucial to facing these challenges and paving the way for a better future. Despite the challenges faced by Peru, from corruption to social inequality and political crises, the country moves forward, driven by the resilience of its people. Peruvians have a strong capacity for adaptation, shaped by centuries of overcoming challenges, from the time of the Incas to today. Each difficulty is seen as an obstacle that can be overcome, and with a new generation that is more conscious and demanding, there is hope that necessary changes will come from within. Peru also continues to shine on the international stage, not only for its tourism and cultural heritage, but also for its world-renowned cuisine. Cities like Lima are recognized as true culinary hubs, with dishes like ceviche and chicha morada winning over palates around the globe. The country has been repeatedly awarded in rankings of gastronomic destinations, a recognition of the talent and innovation of its chefs. Peru's culture is a reflection of its rich heritage. The country is home to an impressive diversity of indigenous peoples, who preserve languages, traditions, and ancestral knowledge, especially in the Andean and Amazon regions. This cultural heritage is a source of pride for Peruvians and a constant reminder of their roots. Another reason for hope for the future is the growing movement towards sustainability and environmental protection. Discussions about balancing mining and the preservation of natural resources are intensifying, and new ecotourism initiatives, especially in the Peruvian Amazon, are helping to raise global awareness about the importance of protecting these vital areas. Additionally, Peru has some fascinating curiosities that few are aware of. For instance, the country is the largest producer of gold in Latin America and the second largest producer of silver in the world. Another curiosity is that Peru is home to one of the highest concentrations of biological diversity on the planet, with thousands of plant and animal species unique to the region. And we cannot forget to mention that Peru houses the Cañón del Colca, one of the deepest canyons in the world, surpassing even the famous Grand Canyon in the United States. Another interesting fact: the first university in South America is in Peru, the National University of San Marcos, founded in 1551, which reflects Lima's role as a center of knowledge and culture in Latin America for centuries. Looking ahead, Peru has a chance to overcome its challenges, especially with the active participation of its population in building a more equitable and transparent country. With its natural riches, unique history, and a resilient people, the nation has all the tools needed to build a more prosperous future. Hope lies in the hands of those who believe in a stronger, united Peru, ready to face adversities and emerge even more vibrant. Thus, Peru remains a land of contrasts, but also of infinite possibilities. A place where history blends with the present, and where the potential for growth, innovation, and overcoming challenges is as vast as the Andes Mountains and the vastness of the Amazon. So, if you're thinking of visiting Peru, or even learning more about its culture, know that you are connecting with a nation rich in history, full of secrets, and with a promising future. And, as always, the spirit of perseverance of the Peruvian people ensures that this country continues to amaze the world. Watch now to see what life is like in the country that has the most sex on the planet, Greece.